Carbon is a chemical element that is essential to life. It's just, by mass, it's the second most abundant element in the human body. And this is mainly because it's versatile connectivity that enables carbon to form many structures, which are called allotropes. And probably the most desirable allotrope of carbon is a diamond. It's an allotrope where each carbon atom is connected in 3 dimensions with 4 other carbon atoms. And the second group of carbon atoms, which was described in the previous talk, are more 2-dimensional structures where each carbon atom is connected with 3 others in a plane. And the simplest structure is a graphene. And then if you cut the sheet of graphene into pieces and fold it or stack it, you can form other ones like fullerenes, nanotubes, and graphene and graphite. And as was told before, discovery of graphene was awarded by Nobel Prize, and the fullerenes as well in 1996. And these materials you use in everyday life. In graphite you use in a pencil when you write, and the other materials are core components of modern electronics, of new generation of electronics and materials. But there is an elusive allotrope of carbon that have never been isolated. It's a carbene, or cyclocarbons. It's the materials where each carbon atom is connected only with 2 neighboring carbon atoms. And we are focusing our efforts to try to make them and isolate and study them. And they are very exciting because they were predicted theoretically to be stronger than any other known material, but still staying flexible. They are also predicted to have extremely persistent length and still staying conductive. And you can tune its conductivity by twisting the chain. This is more artistic visualization of this material, but here you have a graph with showing specific strength and synthesis and stiffness of various materials like ceramics, polymers, wood, and the carbene would be somewhere here, where you see there's nothing, no material known of these properties. Of course, we were not first to try to make these exciting materials. For a linear ones, this is probably the closest to the success attempt, doing this polymer called polydiacetylene. However, and during attempt of removal of the side groups, this material violently exploded. And while these chains go close to each other, they can react, releasing high energy and exploding. In the 90s, there were multiple elegant attempts of the synthesis of the cyclic ones, of these cyclic carbon clusters. However, they again were not very successful in isolating the material. However, they could be detected, the cyclic forms, they could be detected in the gas phase where molecules are far from each other, therefore they cannot really react. Recently, the hope came with the developments in scanning probe microscopy, which is the method which involves scanning an atomically sharp peak across the surface, and when this tip meets the molecule, it can feel it, and then you detect it as a signal of this optical detector. And you can maybe better imagine it while if you think about reading a Braille alphabet with your finger, and then you feel the changes on the surface. This method was developed in the beginning of the 80s in IBM in Zurich laboratory, where our collaborators in this project work as well. And there's the group leader there, Leo Gross. And he, around 10 years ago, developed the tip modification method, where you pick the carbon monoxide molecule from the surface, which is very short, very stiff diatomic molecule, linear diatomic molecule. And if you scan the surface with such a modified tip, you can get this amazing resolution, and you can see with atomic precision, you can see molecules on surface. And this is the first molecule imaged with atomic resolution. A few years ago, they found out that if you put a tip above your molecule and apply a voltage pulse, you can break certain bonds in the molecule, and therefore you can trigger the reactions on surface very precisely on particular molecules, on single molecules. And with this, we thought very recently we can maybe apply this method to make this elusive carbon allotropes. This reaction is a very long name, is commonly used to make the carbon chains in the solution, where you remove, using a metal, you remove the bromine atoms from this double bonded molecule with the 2 carbon atoms, and then it undergoes rearrangement to a linear wire of carbon atoms. And therefore, we synthesized the molecules for a test of this of our hypothesis. You can see image of this particular molecule on the surface. We applied the voltage pulse, and it works. You break one carbon-bromine bond, you break second carbon-bromine bond, and the breaking second carbon-bromine bond triggers rearrangement, and you get this short carbon chain. It's important in this method that is made on the inert surface, non-reactive surface at the very, very low temperature. So you can see molecules that are usually might be unstable, and you can see and study these molecules in these very non-reactive conditions. So we applied this method to make longer structures. You see all steps in the synthesis of called hexaine, the molecule which contains 6 consecutive triple bonds. You see the starting material, first intermediate after removal of the first bromine atom, removal of the second bromine atom, first rearrangement and second rearrangement. You see every step with atomic precision. We managed to make molecules as long as octaine. You can see here the image, atomic resolution image of octaine, and then we could even, with some modification of the method, we could image the orbitals, which show the localizations, simply speaking, a localization of electrons bonding atoms together in the molecule, which is fitting very well the theoretically calculated orbitals using computational chemistry. And yeah, in summary, citing the popular article, we created molecular wires using the most complex reaction ever triggered by atom manipulation. Developed this new method to make carbon molecular wires. We gave strong evidence additionally to the reaction which is commonly used in the solution. We did show images of transition states of intermediate structures, and we could visualize these molecules and their orbitals. And now we are working hard to make the actual carbon allotropes, or the polymeric ones, or the cyclic ones on surface. Yeah, I would like to thank my coworkers, collaborators in Zurich, and my funding sources. And yeah, I would like also to invite the younger part of an audience to the to Congress of Polish Student Societies in the UK, which will be here in Oxford in February 15th, 16th. And thank you for your attention.